Facebook pages have many core elements, but the core elements we'll be talking about today are the newsfeed, ticker, and timeline, the places where content is published, tabs, which are the experiences you can build into Facebook fan pages as iframes, the cover photo, which is the first experience you have when you get to Facebook, EdgeRank, which is the algorithm that determines what kind of content surfaces based on the graph API or based on the social graph, and publishing, best practices for publishing. So the newsfeed. This is your newsfeed. Items appear in the newsfeed. It's like watching TV. It constantly is scrolling, it's constantly updated, and it's tailored custom to you based on the types of experiences and the affinity you have to other people, places, things, etc. The ticker is a live stream of all the activity happening on Facebook. So the newsfeed only shows you the information that's most relevant to you because there's a limited amount of real estate. With a ticker, it moves much more quickly, and on the mouse over a ticker object, you can then see the entire post. So if you want to monitor what your friends are doing in real time, check out the ticker. Or if you want to monitor what a brand is doing in real time, check out the ticker. If you want to see what brands have relevance with you, or what friends have relevance with you, check out the newsfeed. And then finally, the timeline. This is the history of your life. This is the history of a brand's life. This is where you publish everything. Some great examples of timeline use are news publications that have a long history of publishing content. They can integrate that content into their timeline such that users can go back in time and look at all of the amazing content that's been generated throughout the years. I can go back and say when I was born and show photos of that so I can retroactively add to my timeline. The timeline is an amazing thing, and it really helps you deliver an authentic voice and helps people learn more about who you are as a person or as a brand or as a company. Tabs. Tabs exist on Facebook. They're accessible through the profile page just below the cover photo. You can do one of two things. You can drive people through these buttons here to your tab, or you can drive Facebook ads to your tab to drive engagement. There was a massive consolidation of companies like Wildfire, Vitru, and Volver, and Buddy Media. They all started out with tab creation, tabs and app creation. They've subsequently moved into analytics and publishing and management and ad buying, but Facebook's origins were around the tab. Facebook's now shifting towards a newsfeed and timeline-oriented ecosystem, but that doesn't mean you can ignore the tab ecosystem. The cover photo, the first experience a user has when they visit your page. Make sure it's awesome. Make sure it's well branded. Potentially make it customized based on maybe a featured user or a featured location. Make people feel special. They really care. With all that said, no one visits your page. These are rough statistics, but we've seen and confirmed these across multiple sources. Less than 16% of your audience sees the content you publish to the newsfeed. Remember, that's because the ticker shows all of the content published and the newsfeed only shows the most relevant content. Less than 2 to 3% engage in your content, so like, comment, share, click, watch, whatever your goal is. And then less than 1% of your fans actually visit your page after they've liked your page the first time. So if you're planning on driving tab engagement based on just having a tab on your page, you are dreaming. You're going to have some ads drive people to that tab, or you're going to have to promote that tab through your newsfeed and drive people there. And this is all because of EdgeRank. Facebook has to decide what content to display based on EdgeRank, and U stands for affinity, and that's how much interaction do you have with that fan or that person, that friend that you're connecting with. The W is weight, the level of the interactions. Tags are worth more than likes, photos are worth more than statuses, etc. Time decay, the recency of the post. As a post decays in time, or as a post stays on the newsfeed, it moves down the newsfeed and starts to become less relevant. So this is an algorithm that is used both for fan pages communicating with users and amongst user-to-user connections. So you may wonder why you don't see some of your friends in your newsfeed. Well, go to their page and like their stuff more often, and you might see it pop up. And all this means that we're being thrown into the attention blender. And that's a metaphor that I came up with. Not a good one, but it's a metaphor. And napkin math shows us that less than 2% of the content published to my newsfeed is seen by me on a daily basis. And here's the math. I've got around 2,400 friends. I've got around 1,900 pages I like. It's around 4,400 objects that are publishing content. And let's say that each one of those things, those objects, those people and pages publish 3 times a day. That's 13,000 posts that are trying to be shown in my newsfeed on a daily basis. And I log in around 8 times a day. I know I'm addicted. And I see this. So when I see this, I look around and usually I go up into my notifications. In some cases, I scroll down the page. But what that means is that I really only have the opportunity to see a few posts each time that I log into Facebook. So if there's 24 posts per day that I might see, meaning the top post as soon as I log in before I go look for my notifications, 549 out of every post I see goes unseen. That's awful, but it's also an opportunity for savvy marketers. So here's some tricks. You can both target posts and schedule posts on Facebook. Facebook's newsfeed pushes content down and out of the page as it becomes less relevant and as more content's published. So you've got to consistently be publishing content in order to always be seen in the feed. Now you can't stay up all day long, all night long or ignore your day job in order to publish this content. So think ahead, schedule your posts. Another thing is maybe that picture of a cat that you published isn't necessarily interesting to the 55-year-old male banker that didn't sign up for your page because of cats. Well, then maybe you could just target that post to the profile of users that might be more interested in seeing it. So that's another way to boost your EdgeRank relevance, is to target your posts based on the content and to schedule out posts so that you're consistently publishing content. And this all boils down to strong ties versus weak ties. You want to grow your strong ties circle, and that means people interacting with your content, and then you'll have more of an audience each time you publish your content. So one way to figure out who are your strong ties and who are your weak ties on your Facebook page is to go to Facebook's ads platform. Go to facebook.com/ads/manage/ads create. Pick your page and then go down to the connections targeting and say, I only want to target people that are connected to my page. Then start typing in interests. So as you'll notice, we typed in military, and we typed in Miley Cyrus, and we typed in charities and causes. Turns out no one on PetFlow's page is really interested, or a small percentage of people on PetFlow's page are interested in Miley Cyrus. A significant amount are interested in military, and more are interested in charity and causes. So today, on September 11th, you might want to skew your post towards the charity and cause angle, but salute the troops. And then your post is going to appeal to more of your audience, likely get better engagement, boost your EdgeRank relevance, and then make the next piece of content you publish that much more relevant in Facebook's algorithm's eyes. And what you can start to do is deconstruct who your audience is. So after you do a big fan acquisition push or you do a big promotion, take a second to reevaluate who your audience is. You could find out that gardening is not a very big audience node amongst your unique fans, but social gaming is. So think about the types of content you could be publishing or the types of initiatives you could be launching related to marketing your business based on who's actually paying attention to your fan page and what their interests are.
Matt, and that's something that you can actually just pull from Facebook already?
That is something, yeah, you as a layman can go and do that. There's some tools out there that do it better, but anybody can do this. I'm trying to make this as accessible a marketing exercise as possible so that anyone from small to medium-sized marketers all the way up to the big brands can use these tools and tips.
Cool.